name is Tyron Bennion. I am at Runa, and I am the CRO. So what you're seeing in the market today from a payout experience standpoint is that the experience matters. It used to be more of a cost that you needed to control in order to get to the end, but we're really seeing that the experience for the payee is what's most important, and people are trying to actually shift this from a cost center and a thing that you have to do to a way to actually drive value in the market and increase your sort of revenues, your market share, etc. With the growth of the gig economy, people are looking for more ways to get paid and more ways to get their money quickly. There's, this anxiety that builds up inside of an individual if they don't know when they're getting their money, how they're getting their money. It needs to be predictable. It needs to be in the ways that they want it to be. And so this shift is causing corporations to have to rethink about what's important and how they actually frame everything up. Payments are a form of recognition. If you think about anyone who is getting paid, you can turn that into an experience, like I said before, that really drives loyalty, repeat business, etc. And so even when you look at the gig economy, 2 in 5 gig workers want to see their payment in a different way than they currently get it. And that's driving loyalty to the platform. So the importance can't be underscored enough in the need to shift in what's going on with the market. This science behind this is actually very in-depth, and it's been used for things across the gaming platforms for forever to keep people involved and engaged. And so we're starting to use that same science in the payment side. So you have things like the NEAT principles, goal gradients, that help imply where you need to actually focus. So like in NEAT, it's all about making sure that you're making things relevant at the right time. There's another principle called peak end, which makes sure that you're focusing on the peak of the experience. That needs to be good, and the end needs to be good because that's what people remember. And so if you think about that from a payment experience standpoint, that's the last thing that they're going to experience from you as a customer. And so you need to make sure that's the best thing that they experience. All of us can sort of reference back to a really good experience that ended poorly. You get about a 22% uplift in retention when you actually apply these principles. And it's about doing them in a way that's not intrusive, it's natural and it flows, and that's what brings people back. The most important thing of a payout is attribution. You see it a lot in loyalty programs where they want you to remember that it was the company that gave you whatever the free thing is. That hasn't really been the thought process in payouts up to this point, because we've been trying to mimic and model all of the work that's been done on the pay-in side. When you're making a payment, you want it to be invisible. You don't want to know that you're doing it. And we're trying to balance those two things out in the payout experience. You also don't want it to be super intrusive. It needs to be less friction filled, but you still need to have an attribution component to it. So there's a lot of different things that we're looking to sort of apply, but I've seen a lot of the market go more into invisible is best, and everyone's trying to mimic like an Apple Pay type experience, when in fact you want something that's more like a Starbucks Stars or a Shop Cash, where you're earning it, it's easy, you can attribute that activity and the free stuff to it, but not in the way of that whole process. So they're using choice. They're taking down the walls, they're giving people the choice. And choice is really what people are starting to use. The individuals want to be able to get paid how and when they want to get paid, and they don't want to have all of this red tape that they have to go through in order to do it. You're starting to see choice drive attribution. People, again, I've said in earlier sort of answers that 22% retention is what you're seeing. You're seeing, 2 in 5 gig workers are deciding to stay with a platform or leave a platform depending on how easy and predictable it is to get paid. So these are things that are driving growth or decline for businesses, and it all centers around the payment and how those individuals on that side of the market are getting paid. So I think you're looking at speed. Everyone wants everything now. We're not a culture anymore of patience. So speed is important. You're also looking at wallet native. You need to make sure that you have good experiences built into the things that we already use today, which again allow for things like micro celebrations of an award that don't get in the way but still give you the attribution. So attribution is key. With the recent ruling in Europe where Apple has to open up their infrastructure to everyone, that is actually going to pave the way for a lot of innovation that previously wasn't possible. So wallet native, I think, is really important. AI is playing a really big role in both personalization and making sure that we have something that feels really personal to us without feeling fake, and also enhancing our security through AI and its ability to kind of hopefully stay ahead of some of the fraudsters.